that we go live. We got MNB in the building, Praise Do in the building, Donnell G in the place to be. They here off the early. I like that. I like that.
Good morning, gang.
Let me get over here so I can tap this in. Boop, boop, and pin that comment. Boop, boop.
Let's go, let's
Let's
go, let's
pin.
go.
Come on over to the YouTube. I think we should start ending the live when you go to YouTube. So it I only get like about an hour, Zuri, so it'll cut off in about 20 minutes anyway, something like that. But that's right. I have the ending the earth. I don't let it run the whole time. I sure don't. But you want the right you damn sure right though. Yes,
Morning,
indeed,
Rich.
super YouTube. Good morning. Angel Vidal is in the building. Rich Quince TV
Morning,
is in
morning.
the building. Where's Phil?
Rich and the
Like,
jokes. Turn on the lights.
let's light a candle.
Or the light switch. One of the
Jacquay, what's
others
goody
gonna
like the
work.
mom, Jacquay?
Good
I got the
morning,
good morning daily show
MMB.
going on YouTube. Me and my
Good
lovely
morning,
host. If
Praise
you would come
Stew.
on over, tap in.
Good morning,
YouTube.com
Darnell
forward
G.
Speak
Good
Still
morning,
Speak.
Tracy T.
Have at it with us. We turn up in the morning. It's the good
Good
morning gang.
morning.
You feel me? Stanley Delton is in the building. Loud Smoker. Hey. Tracy T, I see you in the place to be.
To be loved. To
Yeah,
be
they was saying, oh yeah,
loved.
you got a little fan of B Love. They was on my little pregame joint earlier talking about
What?
one of my DC homies
The-
was talking about be love. I said, let me find out you got a thing for be love.
to be loved. Ain't nothing wrong with
Salute,
it. Hey,
salute.
Des BX. Good morning,
Sky
good
Blue is
morning,
in the
good
building.
morning,
Salute.
gang. Good morning, Sky
Pocahontas, I see
Blue.
you. Dead super.
Pocahontas, we see you. Thanks for the love on the hat, MMB. Block
King of Pink, I see
University.
you.
TGI Friday, Miss Pink. Good morning.
We're
You
gonna
can
have a
find it
wonderful
on
show this time.
Block
I already kind of
University.
hinted them. I said we gonna talk about one topic that everybody's hearing about, or if they didn't, they about to hear about. Then there's another topic that been kind of laying in the cut, but it's really interesting. And then I told them there's a
Hmm.
preposterous
Good
story that you
morning,
can tell us
Michelle.
about. That's gonna have everybody like, what the heck that day? But I didn't go
Listen,
back. I didn't
you
go
ain't
back.
giving it up. That's okay. We're
I
gonna
ain't
keep
go
it
past that.
fun. It's Feel the Love Fridays, y'all. It's Feel the Love
Ex-
Fridays. We've made it through the week. We're gonna start chopping it up about everything. You know how we do. So grateful to y'all for hanging out with my co-host on Wednesday when I had to jump off and jump on the slave ship for a little while.
We
Slave ship still
got
paid the bills, y'all. Y'all held it down. Y'all did y'all normal. Get on Phil.
yeah. You was
I
having
loved
too
it.
You was having too much fun in the comments too. Yeah, you was having way too much fun. I think she got some kind of
Listen.
fetish, y'all. She got some kind of voyeuristic type of fetish. I'm thinking.
Listen, I'm just saying it's all in love and it's all in fun, you know. And
Oh,
and, and,
you
and
too.
and you know what? I will say you are pretty gracious. You do take it well. So we
Of
appreciate
course.
you. Share the live, guys. Share the live. Get the thumbs up. Get the thumbs up so that they
Boop, boop,
match. Match
boop.
all you
Hit the
beautiful
thumbs
people
up.
in the room. Be Love Phil knees was shaking under that desk.
MMB never. Never. You hear me?
I could see it. I could tell. There's a few little sweet sweat beads coming down.
Never.
We
Hey,
love them.
Rich, Feel Good Fridays is trending. I like that. I like that.
Yes, yes. Make sure you're here. Share the show. Share the live, guys. We just welcoming everyone in. Make sure you got them thumbs up, guys. Make sure you're sharing the live. If you're
No
not
drink.
subscribed, please click the subscribe button, y'all. Click the subscribe button. You got to be a part of
Over
this gang.
YouTube.
This is the Good Morning Gang, guys. We're here
That
every
part.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday talking that ish.
And that
Phil don't
bullshit
have
too,
pants.
B.
Oh Lord, it's MMB. It's too early. That's tonight's show. She out the gate with it.
You hear me?
Hey,
Oh,
young
Sherry,
Chaz. Good
Carrie,
morning.
Scott.
That part, Quench TV, is Friday and we made it. If your gas tank has been on E since Tuesday, you need to thank the Lord because
That part.
and
Because it's
and we
Friday.
have been there. Exactly. And we have been there
Almighty
for
KM,
sure.
good morning to
Good
ye.
morning, Almighty KM. Good morning.
Listen,
Welcome,
grab,
y'all.
hit that share, click that share, grab that link, share it with up to 7 of your friends. I love that number 7. Share it with up to 7 of your friends, your peoples, your family. Share, hell,
So,
share it with your haters. I don't mind.
right.
Let them come
Especially
and see what
them.
we got going on.
Especially them. That way they can see
You hear me?
what real people look like.
What's up with you though, B Love? You getting your B girl look on today? What's going on? I'm,
I got my B
I'm
girl
waiting for
look
you to
on the
say it like
block.
that. Wait, you
Okay,
say it like
break dance a little something. Do
up
one of
little bit.
these. Do one of these.
Yeah,
You gotta be
yeah.
you gotta be ready to do. Yeah, there you go. Come on. I'm representing Block University today, y'all. You know I'm an alumni. Phil was coughing, turning red, drinking a whole gallon. I know. Listen, he
Super.
held it down though. He held it down. He held it down.
Me
That's my
not scared
co-host. I'm
of
so
nothing.
grateful. Until somebody shoot a missile. Then he saw us. He go like, what? What the figgity?
That part.
We see you, MMB.
That part. You hear me? Listen,
So
you feel me?
come on in, y'all. We're gonna be we just giving people a little time to get up, wipe the
Slide through
cold
the
out their
door.
eye, get their little coffee. Come on in. I got my coffee, guys. I don't know. Tell me what do you guys drink in the morning? Do you drink coffee? Are you a tea drinker? What do you drink in the morning, Phil, to get your morning
Um,
started right?
some agua,
Water.
some water,
Okay.
some
I need
water.
something with some persuasion in it, and water is just not it.
I tell people my pregame, get your cafe au lait, your cappuccino, your coffee, your tea, your tree, whatever it is you do to get you going. Hey, then get over
That's
here.
that's right. I also got on. I didn't want to do anything with this wig, and it's very easy to throw on a cute little hat and represent. Than it is. It's so funny. Men can get away with wearing hats all the time. When women do it, it's like it got to be an occasion. And I'm like, I just like to wear hats, especially. And we're gonna talk about now that baseball season has kicked off. Everybody representing their teams. I am no different. I represent my Mets. Y'all gonna see it.
Wow, wow, wow,
Depends on
wow.
how I'm feeling. Listen, leave my team alone. Okay, so Pocahontas has homemade polka tea. What is that? Polka tea. MMB drinks coffee. 65. Wait, I thought she said
Espresso.
65 shots of espresso. I was gonna be like, no wonder you be on one every morning, girl. 6 shots of espresso
Yeah,
Starbucks.
man.
Woo.
Up.
That's why
Mo,
you
good
shoot
morning.
those heat missiles. It depends on how I'm feeling. Sky Blue says, King Mo, good morning. Quench TV, which is AKA Rich Honey and Ginger Tea. Okay, that ginger tea will keep you right and healthy. Blue Phil, I can't find my young love at God's gift. Oh Lord, somebody go find young love. God's gift, at God's gift. This is
We
a
gonna make
request,
sure he in the
y'all.
building tonight for Feel the Love Fridays. I know who that is. That got to be Michelle Maybell. Listen,
Okay,
I
yes
ain't
it
even looked at my
is.
thing. I know who that is.
Des
Yes, indeed.
VX. Let's go Yankees. We keeps it all the way in New York. We got the Amber Alert on him, Michelle. Don't worry. We got the Amber Alert on God's gift. See, Phil already turned the camera off.
Nah. I had the, saying? Y'all ain't want to see me blow my nose, did you? Y'all ain't want to see me blow my nose.
It's the glitch in the matrix, y'all. It's okay. We are here.
You know what,
We
Mo?
about
Go
to get
back to
this
sleep.
started.
Go back to sleep, Mo.
You see, I have sex in the morning, but that way my love life set up, it ain't happening. Man, listen,
Come on
this
over to
is what
YouTube.
we say all the time, King Mo. Everybody needs a little beef grease in their life in the morning. I don't care what nobody says. You
You
need it.
starting.
Good,
You
good
starting.
morning, Keisha Hall. It's Feel Good Friday. Good morning, Keisha Hall.
Good morning, Keisha Hall. You can have yourself a bowl if your assets are in order.
Order. Okay. Good morning and happy Friday on your way to work. Okay, it's still not enough. We just read it through the
Come on over
comments.
here. Hey,
Welcoming
lady,
everybody in.
come on over to
Happy
YouTube.
Friday, guys. Happy Feel the Love Fridays here on Good Morning Gang.
Feel good Fridays. Feel good Fridays.
Feel good. Just feel good. Yes,
Why them
Pocahontas. We
why them
need that.
like feel good?
Feel good. It feels good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And as we hit the 8:10 mark, guys, we are gonna go ahead and we're gonna
Get
get this
into it.
party
You know how to do
started.
it.
You know, we're gonna get started with what everybody has been kind of holding on to. Get those thumbs up, get them likes up. Basically, your boy Trump, your boy, because he's not mine, has finally been indicted just a few hours ago. They've been on the fence for a couple of weeks now. Republicans have been fighting it tooth and nail, and now here we are. It's going down. Now, an indictment means that they're bringing charges against him. It doesn't mean that he's been found guilty of anything. It's just them saying, hey, you guys, you've been up to no good. We know it, and we're going to do something about it. So we're going to go through basically all of the questions about the Trump indictment that many of us may have. We kind of been surfacing it, but we're going to dig down deep into it because that's what we do. We talk that ish. And so let's get into this story. The unprecedented indictment of former President Donald Trump plunges the legal system into murky waters. The Manhattan grand jury's decision to charge Trump for his alleged involvement in a hush money scheme raises a bevy of questions about the soundness of the case, the logistics involved in forcing a former president into criminal court, and the ramifications for other ongoing state and federal investigations of Trump. So here's where Politico looked at some of the key questions posed in the indictment. All right, ready, guys? Make sure you guys stay in the comments. I'm going to be rolling back. Phil's on top of the comments. I'm going to go ahead and get into it. So technically, what is Trump accused of? While the precise charges are secret for now, prosecutors have concluded they can prove a criminal case against Trump because of the apparent subterfuge surrounding a $130,000 payment to an adult film actress, Stormy Daniels, to keep her from publicizing her claim about a sexual encounter with Trump. Trump's lawyer, Michael Cohen, funded that payment through a home equity line of credit. Trump insisted in April 2018 he did not know about the hush money, but Cohen provided Congress a series of check images signed by Trump reflecting payments to Cohen that he said were reimbursements for the money he laid out, including at least two that came while Trump was in the White House. Cohen said that Trump and his company concealed the purpose of the payment by falsely labeling them as legal expenses. Under New York law, disguising such payment in corporate records is a crime, but typically only in a misdemeanor. It becomes a felony if the false business records were intended to obscure a second crime. In this case, that second crime appears to be the use of the funds to advance Trump's presidential campaign, allegedly in violation of campaign finance laws. So, just to break it down a little bit more, Trump basically had his attorney get a line on his home so that Daniels. Trump has money. I know everybody knows that, but he himself could not pull any of those funds from any of his account because then it would have given them a direct link of being guilty. So he tried to go around it, but he still signed off checks showing that he was paying the money back. So who cares? They have done much worse. Stormy Daniels stayed the course like a mofo. She sure did. They just reaching. King Mo, you're killing me right now. Beef grease for sale at King Mo _40. Just so you know, King Mo, we want our cut. Anything that goes down on this channel, we want our cut.
If there's a
I
nickel
don't care
bag
what.
sold in the park, I want in, Mo.
Okay. We're going to split that nickel 3 ways.
You
Now,
feel
y'all
me?
figure that out. All right. So, what are the possible holes in the prosecution's case? A lot of people have been saying that there really is no case, that they're out of line to even pursue him, and especially with regards to this particular case. So it's difficult to assess the case against Trump without knowing the exact charges or all of the evidence that prosecutors have marshaled during an investigation that's lasted more than 4 years. But based on publicly available information, legal experts have identified several features of the case that may present stumbling blocks as prosecutors seek a guilty verdict. For instance, Cohen is not the strongest possible witness for prosecutors. He provided a lot of evidence and testimony needed to bring the case, which investigators have gone to great lengths to authenticate, but his credibility is open to challenge since he pleaded guilty in 2018 to 9 felonies and was sentenced to 3 years in federal prison. He's also repeatedly expressed extreme bitterness towards Trump, even running a broadcast he titled Mea Culpa, in allusion to his regrets over time or being Trump's ally. There's also the fact that the case is dated 2016 to 2017, so it's more than 5 years old. As everybody knows, there's usually statutory amount of time that you can bring a case in any situation. And they're technically saying that they're past the 5 year mark and that there really is no case. But between those times, he was in office. And because he was in office, they couldn't bring the case against him. So now they're going to try to basically amend it and say, hey, we couldn't do it while he was in office. It took us some time to gather the evidence. And now here we are. Let's talk about Michael Cohen. Because if anybody has been following this, y'all know that this dude right here was definitely the fall guy. He definitely took a hit for his attorney. He was a ride or die in every sense of the word, this guy.
Stunt dummy.
Okay?
Crash
And
test
so crash test dummy. He was loyal. He was in it for the long haul. And then all of a sudden, Trump just said hands off. And he just has gone rogue because he did have to spend years in jail. He lost his license to practice law. He basically became a laughingstock, not to mention he went to jail. Are you going to jail for your people, Phil? Because I adore you, but it ain't happening.
I've
Oh,
been there,
no.
been there, done that.
You've been there. Oh, no. They just trying to
Yeah.
silence that man, in my opinion. Did she say hoes in prosecution? I did not. They're reaching Trump as a tyrant. It's currently a sealed indictment, and that's probably a courtesy days because he was a president. Yeah, but
That part.
they're actually supposed to be releasing the indictment. I guess they just really wanted to keep everything undercover until they would make sure that they had everything that they needed, because clearly what they're stating is it's not a strong case. There's a lot of loopholes in
They're
this.
probably going to unseal it the day that he comes in to be arrested, to be formally charged or whatever. That's probably the time that they'll unleash it. I could almost say, as soon as you get the news reports that he's in custody or that he's turned himself in or they gotten him, watch they unseal it and tell you everything that's in the thing. It's a game that they play. It's a game that they.
And I know a lot of people feel like, so who cares? But guys, what nobody's really thinking about is the fact that this man is currently running for president again. And that just brings up a whole different can of issues, because you're right. You guys have said it. A lot of these politicians have been up to no good. Clinton and Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton actually had a lot of things that were on the table that were a little suspect. Obama, when he got into office, chose not to indict them or do anything about it and leave it alone, because there is a respect to the president of the United States. But that doesn't make them untouchable. And this guy is a criminal. So when we look at this, it's like this very guy that we're saying, so what and who cares, who has really divided this country in so many ways, could be president again. Which takes us into the next thing. Will Trump remain free? Can he campaign while under indictment? So that'll be up to a state court judge assigned to Trump's case. But it seems unlikely that prosecutors would seek to detain the former president or restrict his travel in the U.S. while the case is pending. There's no legal impediment to him continuing his presidential campaign while facing criminal charges, or even if he were jailed. If Trump won the presidency while facing charges or a conviction, the legalities become considerably more murky. There are serious constitutional questions about whether a state court could keep someone elected to a federal office from serving. So, again, you're a liar, you're a cheater, you're a criminal, but you get to run for president.
Well, I don't. Well, my take is this. I believe that this case
Allegedly.
is the gateway. I believe this case is the gateway for a federal case that might be pending or coming down the pipe because they trying to get him for the January 6th situation that happened for inciting people to invade the Capitol. There's other things that he's had going on, like with his real estate companies, et cetera, et cetera. I believe that this is, and I know personally how that can happen, where they'll try to charge you statewide or something, and then go use that along with other things to get an indictment and or charges a warrant for something federally. Have had it happen a long time ago to me. So understand, I know that it can happen, and I'm
Right.
nobody. I'm nobody. So in the bigger scheme of things, but a lot of people
Right.
saying why should it matter? It shouldn't matter, but it should, because at the end of the day, the people that we put in office should be no more exempt from the common day-to-day prosecution and charges that we would face. He's already been extended all
Right.
kinds of grace and mercy because of who he is, because of the fact that he was a president, uh, because of his
How about just a
political
white man in
style.
America?
That
How
too.
about just a
That was the next thing I
rich,
was gonna say.
right? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you. Go ahead.
No, you good. No, but you good because I was going there. But you're right. The privilege, and that means it should mean more to you than less to you, because it's like, okay, if me, average Joe, did something similar, I'd have been arrested. I'd have been charged. I'd have been da da da. And this is the part y'all not looking at. The fact that this man was willing to pay off this lady 130,000 for some punani twani,
Mm.
and
For not talking about it. For
which I
just
don't
not talking
understand
about it.
that part. Sometimes when you go to grab a loan out of your house, and depending on what type of loan it is, if it's a federally funded loan, you can be charged federally for that alone. A lot of people don't
Yep.
understand that. So the underhanded basis in which he went to hide certain things. One, because he knew that if this would have really played out in his presidency, it might not have been the presidency. So he did everything in his power to hush her up beforehand. I think he promised her more, and I think that's why she really came out and said what she said or whatever. I'm not sure about that. So, but allegedly, all this is allegedly, by the way, except for the fact that he was indicted. Let's be clear on that. Let's be
And
clear
that
that
she was paid and that she was paid off. She was paid off.
that
That's
part,
not
yeah.
allegedly.
It's
That's real.
it's not no alleged with that. Now the
So
ins and outs of what's going on, we can't put full judgment until the facts are all the way out there. But we know two things for certain: the indictment and 130,000 for some punani twine.
oh Lord, that ain't a lot of money. Which goes into my
That ain't a lot of money.
to my that's
But
not a
no,
lot of money.
stay there for a second. Whose punani twine is worth 130,000? Wow,
There's a lot of women who are getting more than
man, man, man.
$30,000 from some Punani 20. We not in the
They
club,
dumb.
but that club exists, okay? It
They
very much
probably
so
do, but
exists. So I'm just saying they do good stuff.
man,
Yeah, they do.
listen.
Listen, so okay, so then the next question becomes, how will the indictment affect the other ongoing Trump focused investigations? The short answer is not much. There's no reason to think the indictment in Manhattan will influence the trajectory of several other pros that present an acute risk of more criminal charges for Trump. A grand jury in Fulton County, Georgia, is examining his bid to overturn the election results in that state. And at the federal level, Special Counsel Jack Smith is leading twin probes, so two at the same time, into Trump's role in the January 6th, 2021 attack on the Capitol and his retention of government documents after his presidency. Formally, a federal criminal case against Trump, if it were filed, would allow federal prosecutors to take precedence over any local cases. Concurrent criminal proceedings against Trump would inevitably cause some logistical problems, but typically the feds and the local prosecutors try to work out any conflicts. So, to break that down, what that means is that he currently has other cases going on with regards to the overturning of the election in Georgia, which they came after him for that because that was nonsense. They also have him. He's the one that started this whole insurgent thing. And that's, I think, the thing that really just blows my mind about people. Oh, well, everybody did it. I don't know one president, including Biden very much, who told people to go out there and be violent, to storm the Capitol building, to fight for your rights in whatever way you want to or need to. I don't know one single president who stood on a stage and said, Proud Boys stand down, when we all know that Proud Boys is the biggest racist group in this country. I don't know one president who's done that. So I don't understand why we keep bypassing the things that this man does in our faces very much. I don't understand it. Why is it okay for him to get a pass? Because there's people even in this chat who always talking about Biden. When did Biden say, okay, y'all get ready for war because they're about to indict me? We just talked about this last week where I said, y'all need to be diligent and you guys need to be ready. Why? Because there are people who follow this lunatic and he does not care about us. So I just don't understand why it's okay to give him a pass on that.
Is ethically not. It's morally not right. But the political structure of the system that we have in place in this United States affords certain people that luxury. The common folk and us, not so much so, but with certain people, yeah. And it's sad to be 100.
I just really don't, exactly. Can you imagine what really would have happened if blacks would have stormed the nation's capital? I
It'd been a
agree,
lot of
Michelle.
dead people.
There would have been no storming or insurging. Their line would have been laid out.
Machine guns. Some of them Capitol police hold machine guns, mind you, not just pistols.
Yep.
Make it make sense.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Sky Blue says, so what did he pay? What's the difference to someone paid $40? Good morning, James Jones. Good morning, DC Mumbo Sauce. Rest up said he'll stick with the $40 club membership. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah, I answered Sky Blue. She said, what's the difference between? I said, the difference is a few of them zeros. Now listen, ladies, I'm not saying not to know your worth and your value, but 130,000. Wow. I'm just saying.
Listen, your money is not Jay-Z money. To Jay-Z, 130,000 is $130. I'm just saying. Man, so when you talk about people who got money, it got to be relative. When you're talking about people at this level who have money, it's relative. Like $5,000 to you could be $50 to them. So
I wouldn't care if I was Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Jay-Z, none of them. 130,000. Now let's be clear. We pay anyway, whether it be movies, dates, gifts, whatever the case may be, in one way, shape, or form, or whatever. I got that and I get that. But to actively say that I'm paying you 130,000 because we laid the man.
No, I'm paying you 130,000 to be quiet. To don't say that we were together. That's what I think people are getting confused.
In the words of Beloved,
he didn't pay him 30 grand for the box. The box didn't cost.
In the words of Beloved, talk your ish.
He did not pay her 100. Let's just be clear. He did not lay down with this woman and they say, I left 130 stacks on the nightstand. That's not what went down.
He might as well. He might as well.
Okay. MMB said Trump disrespected the coochie with 130,000.
What?
Listen, it's all again relative, but at the end of the day,
Yeah, coming over you.
I don't understand the passes that we allow, and again, to each his own, you know what I'm saying? But if he ultimately does run for president, this is the time you do need to vote to make sure that this lunatic does not get back in office, because he really was a terrible president. Yeah, a lot of people think just because he dropped a bunch of stimulus checks on a bunch of people at a time when they absolutely needed it, that he was a hero. No. He's raised the debt ceiling. He's made it so that our dollar is worth less. You know, there's more to politics than just you getting a check in the mail. So that's that. That's, we can move on from that. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, on to the next news. We've talked about transgenders. We talked about the inequity in terms of, people, men who are competing in a woman's space, and, and winning. And it really speaks to, again, the things that we kind of just blow off and say whatever, but it's really happening. And so just recently, a male power lifter, he entered a women's event. A power lifter, so that's those people who lift those really big, like those super circle size weights that are crazy. Now women do compete in that space as well, but recently, a bearded pro-lifer entered a women's competition in Canada and smashed the record held by a trans lifter who was watching. So Abby Silverberg, the head coach for Team Canada Powerlifting for more than 10 years, entered Saturday's Hero Classic tournament in Lethbridge, Alberta, after identifying as female. That's it. He just said, I identify as female. He was allowed to enter the race and compete. The video shared by athlete activist group The Independent on Women's Sport Icons shows him walking up to the platform, still fully bearded and wearing a regular man's singlet, which is a shirt like a tank. He then casually bench pressed 370 pounds, beating the current Alberta women's record by almost 100 pounds. That record, 275 pounds, was held by trans athlete Anne Andres, who was seen watching Silverberg while volunteering at the event. Andre also holds the Alberta women's record for the deadlift at 544 pounds, giving her the local record for the total of all three lifting a combined 1,245 pounds. The trans lifter won 8 of 9 competition, entered in the women's category of the last 4 years, Icon said. As Silverberg broke her record, Andre stood off to the edge of the platform area, only strolling back on after the male walked away. Silverberg mocked the discriminatory Canadian powerlifting union policy. It allows competitors to register for events under their gender identity and expression rather than their sex or gender, with no consequences for doing so. So basically what that means is that you don't have to have any surgery, you don't have to have any kind of paperwork. The current holder actually has gone through the transition process. So she is a full transition transgender. But this guy just said, I'm a woman today, and went in and broke all the records. I just have a question for transgender. Why y'all want to be us so bad? But only to try to beat us at our own game. I don't understand. So here's my question to y'all. If you were an athlete and you were in a position where as a female athlete, and men were now able to come in and say, hey, I'm a woman today, and compete, would you guys continue to compete in your sport? Phil, and I'll even flip that to men. If there was a situation where that this person, based on their size, or you know what I'm saying, that they can actually do it because they have more strength than you, would you continue to compete, or would you let your daughters compete?
I think the whole thing is a very slippery slope with beef grease, with Vaseline, with
I ain't been
all
gym.
kinds of juices and berries, pause, that is going down a slope to hell. Because, and I'm not saying because of people's lifestyle, I'm saying because of the mockery it's making of sports, of
Right.
competitions and stuff. How can you expect somebody to compete with somebody who's genetically made up to be a certain different way than the normal competitors? It's unfair. And then the only way that the natural born women would be able to compete is if they take some kind of enhancement drugs to kind of get their weight up. Now, there's certain women that can
that are built and can lift some heavy stuff, but it's like why allow the deck to get stacked in that way? One with the trans, and then two with somebody that says they identify, and I think that person's doing it on purpose to make a mockery of the situation,
Mm-hmm.
knowing they probably don't feel that they identify as a woman. They doing it to thumb their nose, like, oh, this is what you want to do. Watch this, and the messed up
Right.
part is now his record is going to be on the books, and it's going to be
Yes.
probably attainable by the mere average natural woman, which is crazy.
Right.
It was there's another viral video going on around. I've seen around IG a few times where the trans athlete was running in a women's race and burnt the women by like yards. Like he was da, 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 da. How fair is how fair is
Right.
that to the competitors? It's going to destroy sports as we know it. It's going to destroy certain competitions as we know it. Everybody has an entitlement to live their life, but it has to be fair. Like when you
Right.
have normal races, you have people that compete from at a fair basis. Yes, everybody's not equally as fast as each other, but they have the same opportunity to run the same race. But if you stack the deck or have your ringer, so to speak, in the race, what does that do for everybody else that works hard, that trains for years, that wants to get into the Olympics, that want to get into these certain competitions and compete on a professional level, only to have it usurped by somebody else that has a cheat code? I'm just saying.
Or has an advantage, exactly, or has a known advantage. I just, I know people are very sensitive, and this is not about disparaging transgenders. It's talking about inequality, and there is inequality in this. And I understand that people's feelings, may get hurt, but nobody's up here saying you don't have the right to be a transgender. You could be whatever the heck you want. Let's be very clear. This channel right here loves every letter in the alphabet. Whatever you identify, at least I personally have no problem with anybody and their choices. But at the end of the day, when there's an
Your life
inequality,
have
we're gonna speak about it. So that's what we do here. We talk that ish. It's always real. Good morning, Tink. Good morning, J Man. Good morning, those people that aren't your mind or the parent make it. That's just what it is. And it's something that some people are dealing with every day. But since we are talking about sports, I actually want to talk about a feel good story because this is Feel Good Friday. Feel the love Fridays. Tonight at 8 p.m. Make sure you are there right here on YouTube with my co-host at Big Phil and his beautiful co-host Evolution Brooklyn. She may be running into this room in a little while, guys, but it's a good time. But just the other day we were talking about mental illness, how really it's not really being addressed, especially on a high level, from a personal level, not even, but even from a high level. And I came across a story about the Dodgers. The Dodgers keep giving a retired player with bipolar disorder and schizophrenia a $0 contract so he can keep his health insurance. Andrew Tolles, and the Los Angeles Dodgers have signed Andrew Tolles to a new contract, even though he hasn't played Major League Baseball since 2018, and it seems he's unlikely he will ever play again. The Dodgers re-signed Tolles so that he can maintain access to the team's health insurance. In 2020, Tolles was found homeless and sleeping behind a building in Key West, Florida. He was arrested on a charge of misdemeanor trespassing and released to the care of his father. Toll's father told USA Today in 2021 that his son was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and schizophrenia and was in a zombie-like condition. We are having challenges, Alvin Tolles told USA, but nothing that God and I can't handle. Schizophrenia is just so tough. I mean, he can't even watch TV. He hears voices and the TV at the same time, so it's kind of confusing. I've seen him looking at some baseball games on his laptop, but I don't really think he understands what's going on. Tolles played just parts of 3 seasons with the Dodgers, but he became ineligible. He became a sensation when his stellar play in the 2016 National League playoffs. This is the fifth straight season that the Dodgers have quietly renewed Tolles' contract. He's on the Dodgers reserve list and does not receive a salary. I just had to give credit to the Dodgers. Yesterday was opening day. Like I said earlier, I'm a huge baseball fan, and it's just nice to see an organization. And I'm not saying that they don't because they really don't talk about a lot of what they do charity wise. But I just really thought it was really dope of the Dodgers to go ahead and make sure that one of their own was taken care of, even if it came down to health insurance, because mental health is very scary. So, what's your thoughts on that, Phil?
I feel as though that when an organization and or private citizen can show the humane side of them, the compassionate side of them, and actually love on somebody on purpose, as I normally say, that it's a beautiful thing, it's a wonderful thing, because there are people that that are struggling with certain things, certain mental
Mm-hmm.
issues, certain spiritual issues, certain just physical issues, and the mere act of compassion, the mere act of help can make all the difference sometimes in a person's life or in a family's life that's actually dealing with, a family member that's suffering from certain mental illnesses or whatever. So I think that it's a beautiful thing, and I think it should be highlighted a lot more when companies, private companies, public companies, uh, entertainment and sports organizations extend their hand in that way, because we hear a lot about the hoopla, about the acts of the games, about the shenanigans, good, bad, and indifferent of the players and entertainers, etc. Why not shine more light on certain acts? I get it. Some people don't want their philanthropy, you know, highlighted. I get that, but then there's certain organizations that it would do them so well for people to know that not only do they do this and do that, but they also reach out and either help their own or help somebody in need.
Yeah. And sometimes you can see by people's actions that they not wrapped too tight. You know what I mean? And you got to walk in compassion in that and just understand. And when I say you're not wrapped too tight, but people don't always know how to deal with their problems or their issues. Sometimes it is biological. You know what I mean? And so because of that, you just want to always walk in compassion and understand where they're coming from and just help them wherever you can. I thought it was great of the Dodgers to do that. Shout out to the Dodgers.
Right.
And, as opening day happened yesterday, guys, let me know who your team is because I know my Mets played the Miami Marlins yesterday in Miami. We won 5-3. People talk about my Mets all the time. I'm a Mets, Jets, and Knicks fan, which means I'm glutton for punishment, but it also means that I'm loyal. And as a loyal fan, I don't jump teams. I just wait for the win, even if it never happens in my lifetime. I'm passing down those jerseys. Just to shout out the Yankees. BX is in the house as well. The New York Yankees played the San Francisco Giants yesterday. They won 5-0. So both teams are ahead of the game. And I believe you are a Washington's fan based on your hat right there, co-host.
Washington
Do you
Nationals.
do you watch
Washington Nationals.
sports? Like, are you a big sports guy
I don't.
or person?
Excuse me. Excuse me. I don't watch sports as much as I used to, only because I've been hella busy or whatever. But I support most of my home teams. I've never been a Redskin and or Commander fan in football, but as far as everything else, the Nationals I support them. The Capitals I support them. The Wizards I'm kind of on the fence with them, but you know the Mets though. Mets.
Yeah,
Why the
yeah,
Mets over the
yeah.
Yankees? Why the Mets over the Yankees?
Because I'm a Queens girl. And I grew
Oh,
up at City Field, and before
okay.
City Field, it was Shea Stadium. So I support my team. I support the Yankees when I'm in their building and they're playing anybody else. Subway Series, I'm promoting the Mets. So
Hey Harry.
that's what it is. Hey Harry, Mets and Jets. I know. I don't hate on any team, but I'm New York all day, every day. Giants be real fire. Okay, Des. We
Womp
see
womp womp.
you.
Des. Womp womp womp.
So that's that. When it comes to what's going on in sports, I mean there's other stuff going on in sports, but opening day happened yesterday, and you can't just let stuff like that go by. So let's talk about Tiana Taylor. Does anybody know who Tiana Taylor is? The singer,
Sure.
the
Sure.
actress. She's absolutely one of the baddest chicks in the game to me. Like if you even listen to her music, she's so underrated. She's so, people could take it or leave it, but her music is on point. She's had her own show with her husband, who's a basketball player, and Monty Schubert. So when we're talking about $130,000 coochie, that's one of them. So, but recently
What?
she just dropped, she just dropped a movie. She's
Oh
working on a
my God.
press tour. And basically the movie, which I thought was incredible. If anybody has seen the trailer for the movie, please let us know. Um, they're basically talking about how stylish she is, but the movie 1001 follows an unapologetic and free-spirited Inez Tiana Taylor, who kidnaps her 6-year-old son Terry from the foster care system. Holding on to their
Mm.
secret and each other, the mother and son set out to reclaim their sense of home, identity, and stability in a rapidly changing New York City. The critically acclaimed film was awarded the U.S. Grand Grand Jury Prize that amplifies fearless and dynamic stories after premiering at this year's Sundance Film Festival. Taylor was the talk of Sundance, where she promoted the film alongside her doting husband, Iman Schubert, and gorgeous daughters Junie and Rue, who reign as the flyest kids in Hollywood. I know that a few years ago, Tiana Taylor decided to step out of the music game, like she retired, just because she kind of felt like she wasn't getting her kudos, even though she's a director, because she has directed many videos. I think this is a shout out to her to be able to shine in a different light and, to be able to really show her talents, because a lot of people don't. Will you be going to watch it when it comes out, Phil? Are you going to check this movie out, 1001?
I, I'll definitely check it out. I think Tiana Taylor is dope. She's been dope. She's different. Her vibe is different. The way she likes to dress is different. Um, Hell of a
Yeah,
vocalist, hell of an actress, awesome dancer. So the long story short, I would definitely go and support Tiana Taylor. That's a fact.
awesome. Tiana, we
Right
got you,
on.
girl. We see you. We are for sure making sure that um we for sure see you, and we got, please make sure you guys go out and support what's going on with the Mets game. Holy shit, please leave the Mets out of this. I don't hate on any team, but I'm New York all day. Giants fire for real. We're gonna leave that alone. Go Yanks. I see you, Des. What's happening with Jonathan Major? We're gonna talk about him in a minute. We're going to the Mets game. Absolutely. Rich, you already know, big bro, we can do this. Phil, please, let's not get into the cowgirls.
Hating on my Cowboys. It's all right. It's all right.
I agree, Harry. Kanye, while he didn't promote it, it was still a great body of work. Because Kanye was the producer of Tiana Taylor's album, and they only did like I think 7 tracks. Like it was a very small album, but they were all really fire. Like the work was incredible.
It was the way in which he chose to release it. I think she was
Right.
unhappy.
Did you hear they caught and arrested the man that beat 69? Oh, they did? Oh, we're about to look that
Yeah.
up. But
Oh yeah.
somebody
All
just
three
asked
of them.
about Jonathan Majors. Let's talk about that. So, an attorney for Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors is the guy we talked about last, I believe it was Monday, the actor who is currently playing against Michael B. Jordan in Creed 3 and has been in many movies and many shows. Um, excuse me. So he was arrested basically for assaulting a woman who it turns out they might be in a relationship. So now the update to that, excuse me, as an attorney for Jonathan Majors released text messages on Thursday that he claims came from a woman who he is accused of assaulting, in which she appears to take blame for the fight. According to the messages, which have not been independently verified, the woman wrote Majors afterwards that I told him it was my fault for trying to grab your phone. She also said she was angry that Majors had been arrested, and she had made it very clear that the charges did not have her blessing. I reiterated how this was not an attack, the woman allegedly wrote. The person who sent the text also indicates she had injuries and that we had a fight. A representative for the Manhattan DA said we have an active and ongoing investigation, but cannot comment beyond that. Majors was arrested over the weekend in Manhattan and charged with assault and harassment following a domestic dispute with a 30-year-old woman, according to authorities. After New York police responded on Saturday to a 911 call at an apartment in Chelsea, Majors was taken into custody without incident. The unnamed victim was later taken to the hospital with minor injuries to her head and neck, according to authorities. Um, Mr. Majors completely denies assaulting the woman. His criminal defense lawyer said in Thursday's statement. She also alleges it was Major who called 911. Kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. When it's a black man, they have no problem. They don't even care if it's true or not true.
Guilty,
When
and you
you're a
got to.
person of, that's it. Prove your innocence. You got to prove your
Mhm.
innocence before you're charged with being guilty. And
And somebody's hating. Somebody in entertainment is hating on his ascension because he's been in a couple high profile roles here lately. Beyond the Creed, he was in a Marvel movie, Quantum Mania, I think is what it's called or whatever. And a few other good roles lately. And I think somebody's been hating on his career and wanted this story like pushed out there so heavily without investigating the full facts of it. And it cost him some endorsements, sponsorships, ultimately affecting his pocket. And to me, that's crazy. To me, that's crazy. But unfortunately, it's the world we live in. What are we to do?
right.
What are we to do?
Yeah. Well, I think for us, from a people perspective, we just have to be more conscientious about things like going through other people's phones or how we handle jealousy or how you handle insecurity. I think we've all, I know myself personally, have been in situations where I've just wanted to be prove my point. You know what I mean? To the point where it was just like I wanted, or gone through a phone. That's why I don't go through phones. And that's why I don't want anybody going through mine. A, it's unnecessary. Yes, I've been a phone peeper. I have been a phone
Not
peeper. I have been a
a
phone
full peeper.
breaker. Man, listen, I can break into a
Phone
phone
breaker.
like, yes, I will break into that phone so quick. Even though I know my heart be beating, my stomach be on fire. I'm gonna be like, I don't know what I'm gonna find, but I just want to make sure I don't find anything until you find something. And then it's a
Damn
whole
man.
nother one situation. But at the end of the day, we just have to be very conscientious about how we do things. In fact, I think what I find crazy is that he's the one calling 911 because he knows that if anybody else he sees what's going on, they're gonna call 911. He has so much going on. And why compromise it? So to protect himself, he called 911 and he still got arrested. I mean,
And what's
what
more
do you
crazy, they said that his lawyer has audio from a phone call from her, um, either admitting to her wrongdoings in the situation or admitting to her mental state. I can't remember which of the two, but it's one or the other. That I did see that reported that the lawyer has that as evidence now or whatever. And
I
unfortunately,
mean,
it's
we'll
a
see.
I don't even look at my girl's phone to have enough problems.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like you get to the point where you shouldn't, I don't want to. If I can't really feel and rock with you in our trust, if you want to be up to no good or do something behind the scenes, do you. I have way too much going on to be going through somebody's phone. But I understand. That's all I'm going to say about that.
You understand, huh? Damn it. Got to
I
watch out for you,
understand.
be love. Is it
I'm
be
telling you,
love or be dangerous? Which one is?
baby, it's a very thin line between love and hate.
Lord, Lord, Lord. Let me find out my co-host a little.
A little nut, cuckoo for cocoa puffs.
I
Listen,
ain't said nothing. I ain't said nothing. I don't want no
I,
problems.
I admitted myself. Talking about Takashi 6ix9ine. As y'all know, snitches get stitches. That is no exception to the rule. Your boy got his ass beat the other day. But now it seems like arrests were made down in South Florida. Let's get into that. In Miami, the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office announced Thursday that arrests have been made in the assault and robbery of popular rapper Takashi 6ix9ine back on March 21st at a Palm Beach, LA County, LA Fitness. Palm Beach County, LA Fitness. PBSO identified those arrests as Rafael Medina Jr., 43, Octavius Medina, 23, and Anthony Maldonado, 25. Tekashi 6ix9ine, whose real name is Daniel Hernandez, had to be hospitalized after the beating took place inside the facility's steam room, according to the video posted on social media and the police. The rapper suffered facial cuts during his assault, his attorney Lance Lorenzo told news outlets. The Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office said in a written statement that the assault occurred at the LA Fitness located in 8,000 block of Lantana Road in Lake Worth. First of all, ain't he supposed to be in hiding? Are they just putting his whole gym address out there with the city, state address? What's happening? The rapper was a social media phenomenon with millions of followers on Instagram before becoming an ascendant name in hip hop. He had a multi-platinum hit song, Fifi, with Nicki Minaj. Is that how you pronounce it, Fifi? Because I don't listen to his music. Which peaked at number 3 on the pop charts, and Stupid, featuring the incarcerated rapper Bobby Shmurda. Lazaro told TMZ that the rapper, who did not have personal security with him, tried to fight back during the attack, but he was overpowered and outnumbered. He was released early from the federal prison after he cooperated with law enforcement officials during an effort to prosecute fellow gang members. So, that's the update on that. Hopefully, no. Listen, it goes with the territory. I don't really understand, why we even here, because at the end of the day, I just have a problem with snitches in general. I just really do. I just come from a time where you didn't snitch. You just kept stuff to yourself. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
Yeah, it is what it is. And I think because the answer your question earlier, you asked wasn't he protected or something, right? I believe he's been released from witness protection a long time ago because of his antics and moving around how he's moved around. Because they will kick you out of witness protection if you move contrary to how they ask you to,
right?
They keep you safe, and he has been very boisterous. So to me, some of this is the chicken's coming home to roost.
To roost, right?
Yeah, and
right.
Hopefully,
that's what I thought.
Hopefully he'll learn from this. That although he think he's untouchable, that somebody can touch him in some way, shape, or form. Luckily, it wasn't worse than what it was because he could have been done away with in that moment.
Right. Which I thought witness protection was just for that. I thought you were supposed to disappear. I thought you were never to be seen again until it was time for you to take it. That's what I thought. He came out. He's still Tekashi 6ix9ine. I'm confused. Like, is this witness protection 2023? Like, what is going on? Let me get into some of these comments. So Harry said he doesn't even look through his girl's phone. He has enough problems. Exactly, Harry. Exactly. Des BX, why keep stuff in your phone, guys? Us ladies going through your phone. This is Des' wife talking. Hi, Des' wife. Nice to meet you.
Hey, D.
I think we
get him, D. Get him.
Get through that phone. I think you should get to the point where it ain't even an issue for you if I do pick up your phone. I think that's one of the things, because it's so funny, right? As a woman, if I go to pick up my man's phone, maybe I'm going to go on the internet, or maybe I'm going to make a phone call, or whatever it is. You should not be jumping. You should not be feeling away. You know what I mean? If you don't have anything to hide. However, on the other side of that, this is my phone. And I got stuff in there. Maybe I got beef grease pictures that I don't want you to see. It's just like respect each other's property. That's all.
But you say you've been wanting to go into phones and all that. If he wanted to go on your phone, would you allow him to do such?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. There ain't nothing to see.
Do y'all believe that?
Let me tell you
Do
something.
y'all believe that?
There is nothing to see. And to take it even a step further, if anything, if anybody does come into my situation, being disrespectful, I have no problem finding them. I'm in a situation, you're out of line, you need to not. Number one. Number two, as somebody who was single for almost 5 years, there were weeks, there's hours, days, and weeks where I guess nothing is going on my phone, not even from my old people. I'm like, does my phone work? Is it in service? Nobody calls me for like nobody cares. So I'm just saying, there's nothing going on that I need to be concerned about. And if there's something that makes him uncomfortable, I think it just behooves me to have the conversation about what makes him uncomfortable, because we need to be moving in a place of trust at this stage of the game. We should be moving in a place of trust. So
Mm.
but when you think about the girl's text, and we were talking about Jonathan Majors, and they're saying she was like, I tried to grab your phone. That's really what it was. It's her trying to uncover something, and it led into the scuffle. So, all right, let me keep getting back into these comics. Oh God. If you look, if you look, one will find something and then react on the chain. It can have lasting effects. Exactly, Michelle. When you look, you will find. It'll be something, and it could be extremely uncomfortable. Sounds like too much beef grease will make you go cuckoo for yes, yes. Be love, girl. That adrenaline be real. I bet not find ish on that cell phone. Okay, Trina, Miss Pink. The
Let me
adrenaline
find
be.
out. Damn
You be
it.
like, I shouldn't, I should, but I shouldn't. That dude handles 69 like a bitch. Exactly. That's like a $40 a month. Oh, he's still good. Oh, Jim. Talking about Takashi 69, Des said he tried to fight back. What film they was watching, they was beating his ass. Exactly. He did not fight back. If anything, there was a lot of this and a lot of defensive behavior.
It wasn't gonna be no fighting. That not his size versus their size. At least
You
two of the
know,
brothers. Two of
Snatch, he had that coming. Yeah, he did have that coming, Sky Blue. He gonna be Takashi 5'4". That's what he is now. So Takashi Snitch 3 is his new title. Good morning, Maria. Good
them.
morning.
Hey, Tina
But
B.
why
Marie.
be and you in a relationship? So Des, I'm gonna keep it honest with you. I don't have any inappropriate photos in my phone any longer. But I don't know
Any
about y'all,
longer.
and we could take a poll on this. We could take a poll on this because somehow, some way, dick pics have become the new Hallmark card. And I don't ask for them because I'm not sending any kind of, I don't believe in sending like nude pictures or anything over any kind of social media, anything like that. But for some reason, instead of men just be like, hey, you want to go to dinner? They'll just send a picture of their penis. And I'm like, is this the new dating situation, which we're about to get into?
Pause.
I'm
Pause.
just saying.
Pause.
Ladies, please tell me if I'm wrong. Are D pics not the new Hallmark card? Man, there's nothing in my phone that's done phone costs too much. It's Keisha Hall. Let's not end March, which is Women's Month, without us hearing who is and who was the most influential woman in your life. I have a meeting at 9:15, so won't be too woke on here, but I'll catch the replay. Okay, Keisha, we could talk about that. Kenya Brown, I think this was all fake just because when the man first got out of jail, he needed his security 24/7. Now all of a sudden you don't need security. Yeah, I don't know what the situation is, but nothing but sports and Pornhub on my phone. Shout out to you, Rest Hub. Tracy T. I will let him look at my phone from the day we started dating forward, but he is not allowed to access my secret folder. With my America's nasty ass home videos with my Tracy T. That's how videos
Damn
get
it.
released. It'd be the boyfriends who come into there and see what's going on and be like, okay, enter my phone at your own risk. So let's talk about what Keisha Hall said. She's very right. March is Women's Month. First of all, every month is Women's Month because we're just going to make it. So at the end of the day, women are so phenomenal. We're such an amazing
True.
being and
True
creature.
indeed.
And, I got to shout y'all and myself out. It's not easy being a woman. And, at the end of the day, I want to give credit to the one woman who's been the most impactful in my life, which is my mother. I lost her 10 years ago. It'll be 11. And my life has never been the same since she's gone, but I honor her every day because she made this phenomenal human being that y'all see right here. She made me funny, she made me driven, she made me independent in a good way. She also taught me how to be submissive. She also taught me that's how important family was. And so for me, my shout out to my woman for the month of March is my mother, Ramona Davis. Mommy, I love you so much.
Oh.
Phil, who's your people?
Why you had to throw me in there, man, like that?
Because
But no,
she's asking who's
I know you was when
influential.
I was in a headspace listening to you about your mother. Of course, listen, I shout out every last woman on this earth. Um, you all are the greatest creation that's been created on this earth, and I believe that you hold the key to keeping the family together. I believe that you all were created with such inner strength that it's beyond fathoming. I believe that you all, some of y'all, don't realize your fullest potential, and that going forward, forget a month. Like she said, let every day be a woman's day in your life, and understand that you are created to be beautiful. You created to be special. You created to be phenomenal. Um, Special shout out to my mother. Special shout out to my daughters. And special shout
Hmm.
out to each one of you all, each one of you ladies that are in the comments and that will come across this video at some point. Know that you are special. In the words of Tupac, you are appreciated. That part.
Oh, thank you, Phil. I think,
My, my,
okay, we don't give each other as women enough credit. um, we just walk in the shoes that we're given. And, it's not an easy job. There's so many women today breaking all types of just records, all types of ceilings, all types of things that we have never even been acknowledged for, whether it's Oscars, whether it's Grammys, whether it's, just being an everyday mother. Um, and so I want to shout all of y'all out, every single one of you ladies in the room. Y'all inspire me. I know I'm grateful to see you guys every time we are on the show. I love your comments. I love your feedback. I love your realness. And, next month being Mother's Day, I don't want y'all to wait until next month. To my ladies and my men, if there's a phenomenal woman in your life today, do something special for her. I don't care how big or how small. I don't care if it's a cup of coffee. Fellas, go out and get your lady some flowers if that's what she likes. If she likes a Snicker bar, go get that. A bag of M&Ms, go do it. Just do something special, just because.
oh
Just
yeah,
because.
and I don't mean to interject, but also shout out to the
Yes,
mothers of my children. I left that out. Without you,
absolutely.
know them. So I thank you for that.
Yes, shout out to Phil baby mamas. Shout out Phil baby mamas. No, I'm sorry. They're not baby mamas. They are ex, they're relationships and ex-wives, but I'm just saying to the women who, to your point, I know it can't be easy dealing with this man right here.
What?
I
Look, no, I'm the easiest to get along with. I'm happy go lucky.
that's
You
just his baby
understand?
mama. That's just his
Look,
baby mama.
you took it back with that one.
Yo, his
you know,
his his budget for
I'm easy
Mother's
to get
Day
along
must
with.
be exorbitant.
What? I'm easy to get along with. I'm happy go lucky. I don't ask for much. You know what I'm saying? Just
So I hope that basically handles that. Thank you so much, Keisha Hall, for bringing that up. But respect to all women. So even talking about that, right? I came across the craziest stories, the craziest stories. My son ended March. Shout out to all the beautiful queens. That's mad disrespectful. What? How many kids feel? Shout out my son ended. It's all in jokes. Good morning, Evolution Brooklyn. Evolution Brooklyn. If you
Brooklyn
could
in
came
the
up
house.
without a doubt, come on up, sis, because I'm about to drop some dating situations that are extremely funny. It's never any disrespect intended. My son ended March sweeping my kitchen floor. He said, "I hope you like this." That is so sweet, Keisha. Yes, appreciate y'all, mamas. Um, get we going into a story that I found absolutely hysterical. One is funny, one isn't. They both speak to dating, right? Because it's so much going on out here today when it comes to the dating situation.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And in the first situation, while it turned out to be a happy ending, pause. there was also a rough start, and I'm gonna just get into it. I was excited for a first date, and then I ended up in a wheelchair. It's a date.
What?
It's a date she will never forget for all the wrong reasons. Kia Kurek was excited to go out with a man she connected with on Plenty of Fish in 2012. A meeting she says ended in a horrific car crash that left her with permanent scars. Kurek, 35, recalls being in a car with her date as he drove them to a movie theater when he stopped mid-turn, causing another vehicle to collide with them at 50 miles per hour. I remember
Ooh,
being sat in the car, seeing headlights coming towards me, and thinking this is the end. The Oregon based catering business owner told SWNS. I woke up and my eyes were burning because there was blood dripping into them. I could hear a loud noise as the car was cut open, so they had to basically cut her out. She'd broken her
mm.
pelvis bone and several ribs and had completely shattered her leg, which meant she
Oh,
required reconstructive surgery so pins could be inserted. She
wow.
remembered coming out of surgery, being in excruciating pain, and when I was devastated when doctors told me I might not be able to walk properly again.
Mm.
She had to move back in with her parents. She had to rely on other people to do everything, which was the worst part. And after recovering, she found out. So first, after recovering, she received another blow. Her date apologized and she never heard from him again. She claimed she found out that he was 19 years old and had only recently obtained his license, though he told her he was 24.
Oh, wow.
She said it took 6 weeks before she managed to take a step by herself and months of using a wheelchair before she was back on her feet. She has leg scars because of this accident, which she went and she got a bunch of tattoos for. She ultimately wound up filing bankruptcy for having over $1 million in medical expenses, but
Wow.
she opted not to sue the date. Like she was just like, I forgive him. I'm just gonna move on with my life. And she got married to now someone she calls as her best friend. And, like I said, it turned out to be a good story for her in the end. But, I know a lot of people do online dating. Plenty of Fish, I've heard of it, from a lot of people. And it's nervous. And so you hear a story like this, it makes you nervous.
You have to be careful.
So yeah. Do we have any online daters in the room? Like anybody who's doing Plenty of Fish or Black Planet or whatever the hell it is
I don't even
.com?
think
Like,
Black Planet exists anymore, but I don't think it
listen,
did.
I don't know. Have you ever done online dating?
Plenty of Fishes. I've heard that's like a jump off site. Like if you're trying to hook up to Smash, I've never used a dating app for any of that.
I
Have
don't
I
like.
met people online? Of course, but never from a dating app or whatever. I've never done that.
Well, Facebook has Facebook dating. You would think that it's
Not
more
never done
reputable
that.
because it has
Yeah, I've never
Facebook
done it.
dating. But I mean, first of all, that could happen with anybody. It doesn't have to be online dating. That can happen in any situation. It really just comes down to a person being honest, lying about
Fact.
his age, lying about the fact that he just got his license, which makes him inexperienced. I don't know if she would know that if she wouldn't or wouldn't have gotten in the car. But
Yeah.
because I mean, listen, if we're dating, right? There's a lot of things that are first, and you just don't know. But that's just crazy to me. All right, I'm out of here for today. Bye, Keisha. Have a great
Bye,
Friday. Have
Keisha.
a great
Have a good one.
weekend.
Be blessed. Be blessed.
Edmund B said, I don't like aquariums. That's hysterical. And no, let somebody else do it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the dating thing. The online dating thing. I have tried it. But I'm good.
You, sh- you should
But it
start one. You should start one.
no, thank you. No,
And
thank you.
no, it'd
No,
be you'd make a lot
y'all
of
not
money. It'd
gonna
be
hold
called
me accountable.
it'd be called plenty of beef grease.
You trying to get your cut, Phil. No, Phil is trying to get his cut.
You want to manage? I'm a manage too. God damn it! I want to.
He want his 10%.
You dig? Uh, you got to get yours. I got to get mine.
Listen, I am not mad. You're the earner here. My
Ah,
grind is evolution living life.
somebody
Before we
get a
get into
little
the
beef
next
out.
story, though, guys, I just want to take a quick break and just say, first of all, thanks to everyone who's in the room. We love y'all support. We love love the chat. We love the energy. Please make sure those thumbs are up right now. If you're not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. Please make sure you are sharing this with at least 7 people. 7 people. That's Phil's number.
People.
7 people, y'all. Today I'm representing Block University Entrepreneur Shout Outs, guys. We do entrepreneur shout outs on Fridays. I'm supporting Block University. Make sure you go get your hats, your tees, your jackets, blockuniversity.net. We got to support one another. Make sure you are following at Big Phil Speaks on every platform. Make sure you're following your girl at LGO Real Talk on every platform. We go live whenever we want. And because that's what we do. And make sure you tune in tonight right here on YouTube, guys. Feel the Love Fridays with the beautiful
Feel the Love
Evolution
Friday.
Brooklyn, who was in the chat. We love you, Evolution Brooklyn. And my boy at Big Phil Speaks. We got him a bulletproof vest because I promise you, the bullets be flying. Pow, pow, pow. In a good way. In a good way. They be coming for you, Phil, though. They really do come for you, though. So shout out to everyone in the room. We love y'all.
I don't know what
Black
she
University Block. I know me neither. It's Block BLOCK University.net. All one word, guys. Go out. Okay. Block University. Block. What block did you graduate from? What block did you graduate from, Phil?
What university did I graduate from? The School of Hard Knocks.
What block? Right, what block? That's what I'm saying. Like I grew up, my block is 118th Avenue in Jamaica, Queens. That's my block. I'm an alumni and graduate. What's your block, Phil?
14th Kennedy, Longfellow, Colorado, that side, Webster Courts. I can go on and name a few. I've been around.
You've been on some blocks.
I've been on a few blocks. Southside.
Okay. Southside. Okay. They should make a Southside University, right? Pause on MMB hitting Phil. Right in the head. Pause on that. So this was I wanted to talk about so I found a story which I found interesting, and it was about where is it? A man who basically is married to, what do you call those fake dolls? They have a term for them. What are they called?
Mannequin.
Mannequin. So he's married to a mannequin and has been, I believe, for quite a few years. Let me see if I can find this story because I know I had it teed up. So he's married to a mannequin. Oh, by the way, they have children together. They're now working on their third child. So I know this sounds absolutely ludicrous because it is for a man to be married to a mannequin. Yes, they have 3 children and they have one on the way. His name is Sammy. And I think to me, this is the extreme tap out on, as far as I'm concerned, when you just like, I'm just going to listen, I'm not mad at her. She's submissive. She can wear whatever likes. She costs nothing to feed. You got 3 kids that don't need no diapers. No, they go on vacation. Let me find this story. It's real.
What is the world coming to?
And who's married to a rag doll is married to a rag doll. 2, they say they met, they cheat on each other. I mean, is this even realistic? I'm done. Just so you know. A man has announced the birth of his 3rd child with his fiance. To their 3rd child. A man who announced the birth of his 3rd child with his fiance, who's a rag doll. The couple have made headlines due to their unusual relationship as well as their children. Christian often documents their growing family on social media under the handle. It's MontBK, MontBK 5959. In a clip announcing the family's latest arrival, Christian revealed the intimate images from the hospital where Natalia gave birth to their child, who they've named Sammy. The doting father was dressed head to toe in a hospital gown. It's place that we live in. No, it's real, y'all. Look, like I just want you to see. This is a picture of them. That's him and his wife, and they have 3 babies. And there's
Man,
a
what?
woman who
Yeah.
actually is that the ultimate tap out? Watch, man.
It's the
Watch. Oh
ultimate
God.
display of mental illness. That's what it is. Is the ultimate display of mental illness. Like, what the hell is really going on? First of all, how a plastic doll gonna get you a baby? First of all,
Right. Well, if men can have babies, because that's a whole nother discussion. Um, Thank you so much, MMB. Um, if it's the ultimate display of not just mental illness, but even the controlling part from the perspective of, like I said, you get to control what I eat, what I wear. There's no talk back. She's not going through your phone, So it's just like, why not? Neighbor with that immaculate, y'all. Yes, indeed. Phil, tap in, tap in. What's going
I
on?
don't
What you
even want to
thinking?
tap in with that. That's some garbage. Look, this is something you would find in the National Enquirer. This is
It is. But the
someone in the
National
back of
Enquirer
it.
was right.
Oh my God.
The
Somebody need to
National
boot
Enquirer was
upside
right.
his head with an open hand. Just like, wake your, like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you that you got a doll that you claiming to be a wife and that you must be having some kind of sick, sadistic intercourse with somehow, some way, and saying that you got babies with this plastic? Man, the world is oh. But I got to be careful because he might identify as something, and I might be offending somebody because it might be a whole like audience, a community club or something that are plastic doll lovers or something. I don't know, but this is crazy. I ain't got nothing positive to say about that, and I try to stay as positive as possible. But I can't say nothing positive about that there. That's some bullshittery if I ever heard it. You hear me?
Rich, Rich said, talk about a ragamuffin. B said that should be illegal.
Nah,
CL
man,
underscore BBNY, because why? I don't
man.
get it. I don't. Well, he said that if he didn't have this dog, he said this is his best friend. They talk, they watch movies together, they travel together, they eat together. He said if it wasn't for her, he would have nobody. So again, it comes down to a belief
Mental
that
illness.
there really is nothing better. When that dog respond, he will wake up. He said he
Look, the dog's
is
looking
he
around
enough.
like, hi, I'm your friend to the end. Hi-yo. Man, listen.
Nah,
This some bullshiggery. That's some bull. The last name. Shiggery. You hear me?
listen, I think people get discouraged, and I think some people find a solution, some people don't. When you don't find a solution, that's where you go into this negative space,
ah,
and a negative space could cause you. Does she douche? I mean, she doesn't need
man,
to, does
man,
she? You just throw in the washing machine. I imagine if she's a
man,
rag,
man.
throw her in the washing machine.
I think you better let it.
Did she get us? Okay.
Did she get a pap smear? Oh my God. No,
Oh my goodness, listen.
no,
That's crazy though,
no.
right? To make an
Man, that's beyond.
imaginative family just up in your head, just like I'm just gonna make it up. Like,
It
who
sounds like a
does
sick
that?
ass movie. It sounds like a sick ass movie.
That's a thought and an idea. That's a thought and an idea. Um, Another thing that came up that Phil and I discussed this morning is our boy Pras. Now, listen, we support and we love, and we also know, to what we were talking about earlier, people will come for you, especially if you have any kind of notoriety, especially if you really have good stuff going on. If y'all know Prize from the refugees,
AKA the Fugees.
them,
not dumb, not like just dumb.
The
The
Fugees,
group with Wyclef and Lauryn Hill, the Grammy
right?
award winning group, the Fugees. Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah, that group right there. So Pras is currently under. He starts a trial. Pras Michael trial sees former rapper in court for vast influence scheme. Prosecutors
Mm.
claim that the ex-Fugees rapper Michael took $100 million from a fugitive tycoon to generate favor with top U.S. officials. Mr. Michael 50 is accused of taking the money from notorious Malaysian businessman Joe Low, not Joe Low, Joe Low to carry out clandestine influence campaign. He now faces a slew of charges, including conspiracy and witness tampering. The Grammy winner has denied any wrongful doing. The ex-musician, best known for his work on the Fugees' best-selling album 1996, is accused of bringing secret, illicit foreign influence to bear during the administrations of Barack Obama and Donald Trump between 2012 and 2017. According to U.S. authorities, Mr. Michael received over $100 million from Joe Low, the 41-year-old Malaysian businessman accused of stealing approximately $4 billion from his country's sovereign wealth fund during the
Mm.
1MBD scandal, widely considered the world's biggest financial crime. Prosecutors believe that Mr. Lowe hoped to use Mr. Michael to help lobby officials in the administration of former President Donald Trump to abandon an investigation into Mr. Lowe's role in the 1MDB scheme.
Mhm.
I mean, it's crazy because the sprawling case could see Hollywood celebrities such as Leonardo DiCaprio testify alongside prominent former U.S. government official Steve Bannon and Rudy Giuliani. Um, is this just a witch hunt?
I don't know. The whole thing has been under the radar because I don't know too many people that have actually heard about this case, and this is an ongoing case right now in Washington D.C. in the federal court.
Right.
Um, Leonardo DiCaprio and there's a few other celebrities are tied to the case. I don't know if they've been charged or what, but they were some of the supporters of some of this situation at a point, allegedly. And
Right.
it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out because I just fell into this morning when I talked to you about it, and I was like, wow, because being as though it's happening in my area, one, two, it's happening with a Grammy Award winning rapper from a group that we're not hearing anything about it. And the magnitude of the case, because he's facing a lot of years. I think at least 20 years or something, if he's
Right.
convicted and or given the maximum. But it's deep because with everything going on with China and some of these other countries and et cetera, a lot of antennas have been up on high alert to dealings with certain foreign countries or whatever. And the fact that he's tied to some of these countries is interesting within itself. But I see he has David Kenner as his attorney. If y'all don't know who David Kenner is, he's the infamous lawyer that helped Suge out in a lot of cases. The same lawyer that they would not allow Suge to have in this last battle he had over the death of his friend in the where he ran over the guy at Tams in California, or whatever. So
Right.
it's going to be interesting to watch and see how this plays out. You know, Pras seems like a pretty good dude, and he's always been the quietest of the three when it comes to extracurricular or extra like his own career, or whatever. He's had a couple of hits by himself, but all in all, he's been the quietest of the three. And to kind of see and hear the possibility of his involvements, because allegedly until he's convicted, um,
Right. Innocent until proven guilty,
that
just like
part,
everybody else. Mm-hmm.
that part, that part. Wyclef
Yeah.
has allegedly been attached to certain people, even certain Haitian not so good leaders or whatever at a time or whatever. But you never really heard that about Pras. So for this to come out now is real interesting. It's like why did they keep it so far under wraps unless it's a bigger thing that they're trying to get to and they're trying to keep it as low key as possible. Makes you go,
I mean, I'm glad that they're giving it some, keeping it low key and giving it some respect to the fact of, innocent till proven guilty. And even to the fact that because he's, such a well-known rapper, because of who he is, they're not trying to make an example of him. So I appreciate that he's
that's
just
different.
somebody who's going through something. Right. I appreciate that he's somebody that's just going through something right now, and they're not making it about the front page news, but about what they're trying to get done. At the end of the day, anybody who comes from certain origins will always have certain attachments unless you decide to cut them off. Like, I was having a conversation with somebody the other day about keeping people in your life because
Mhm.
of loyalty.
Okay.
Sometimes it's for money. Sometimes it's about, not can at some point bring you down. We talked about Jay-Z, like how Jay-Z has literally just cut off anybody or anything that would hinder his success, i.e. what people would consider friendships, the people that around him that you would be like, you would think he brought them with along, but like the Dame Dashes of the world and other people, he knew that these people were going to hinder his success. So he cut it off. And while we could look at it and be like, well, that's not loyal or whatever the case may be, you don't get to be a billionaire by being a good guy all the time. I'm sorry. I mean, sometimes you do,
That's
but
true.
people get hurt in those types of situations.
That's
Bill
true.
Gates, Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, all of these successful men who have they've crapped on people. They've crapped on people, or they've had to cut people off, and so the perception is that they've crapped on them. And so, how do you separate yourself when you're trying to take yourself to another level of power? So you feel like you're playing in a space with billionaires, millionaires, and billionaires. Are are you giving up some of your ethics? Are you giving up some of the things that matter in order for you to play in that space? And guilty into proven guilty. I
It-
agree,
it-
MMB.
I'm glad you brought up those different people's name. Bill Gates, that dude, Bill Gates.
Mm-hmm.
He's connected to a company called Good Meat. Pause. That's
Okay.
creating lab-grown cultured chicken. Lab-grown cultured chicken
Right.
that's about to end up on a lot of our store shelves in restaurants. There's a list of 20, 30 restaurants where it's already at, and some of them are in the DC area, but most of them are owned by one gentleman. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. But it's
Okay.
crazy because they're saying it's not really chicken,
Real
but
meat.
it's
Right.
yeah, it's used cells, animal cells from chicken, and stuff done to it, and put in a vat to create this chicken and or this chicken meat or whatever it's supposed to be, and you will be the end consumer of it real soon at a lot of restaurants and a lot of places, whether you know it or not.
Right.
I can't
And
find
they
the list.
divulge. They don't even divulge a lot of the stuff that's going on behind the scenes when it comes to food, and the fact that a lot of it is genetically modified. Some of the corn right now is fake. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you really do your
Mm,
research on food, and then when people don't understand is when you're feeling away physically, even emotionally, mentally, you know what I'm saying? It's because of the things that we're putting in our body. And we don't know what it is because we come from a place of this is what they do. I'm not a farmer. So as a non-farmer, I don't really know what goes into growing food or making food. Or, I mean, of course, there's fertilizer, there's dirt, there's seeds, but we've come to a place now where it's become about the money. So how do we gain the most money without the most work? And now you're starting to see that food is being created. Let's talk about KFC. You can't even call it Kentucky Fried Chicken anymore because allegedly the chicken is not real. So that's why they relabeled it KFC because they're saying the chicken is genetically made. So for some of us who love KFC, I'll bust down a mashed potato bowl in a minute. You don't even wonder the things that are going on in your body until it impacts you. Good meat, is it Beyond Chicken? I saw that the other day. KFC has Beyond Chicken. Have you heard of that? Have you seen that? Has anybody tasted Beyond Chicken?
hell
What
no.
what is it? That's
I'm
my
not trying to
question.
go beyond chicken.
What is it? That's like the plastic rice. I dare you Google plastic rice. Oh my God. I'm Googling plastic rice right now. But I think,
That's a fact.
then there's the other side of it is unless you're growing your own food, what are we really eating? Unless you are growing and planting your own food, everything is at a risk right now to, you know what I'm saying, to what you're putting in your body.
Hmm.
What do you do with that?
People need to learn more about agriculture and start planting certain vegetables, fruits in their yards if they have them. Um, Maybe raising certain animals if it's within their means. It's getting crazy out here. It's getting crazy out here. Certain fruits and vegetables can be grown and raised indoors, so you don't necessarily need them to be outdoors. Just make sure
Right.
the seeds are non GMO.
I mean, I think maybe a good show topic to bring up. You guys let us know if you'll be interested in having somebody who actually knows about food and how it's made and some of the health benefits or some of the health, detriments to it. Because for me, I'm still rolling up to McDonald's and having that chicken biscuit. I am still rolling up and having that Wendy's burger. I'm not really sure what's in it. I just know that it fills my need at the time. And, I'm at this point, I don't know that I'm going to stop. I
And
just,
and I'm gonna do my co-host a favor too. I'm gonna get somebody of her liking to come up here and be a specialist on the good properties and how to create and maintain beef grease.
oh Lord. My beef grease canister is just fine, Phil. My beef grease canister is just fine. In fact, other
I
people
just
need
no,
to work on this.
I had to lighten the mood up for a minute.
Okay, because mine is sitting just fine. But even talking about that, are there any vegans in the room? Are there any vegans in the room? She said it fills her needs. Exactly. And have you ever thought about becoming a vegan? Because it's something that I've thought about as well. It's just not that easy to just be like, I'm not eating meat anymore because there are a lot of foods that are supposed to be vegan that still have animal like properties in them. Have you ever thought of veganism? I need beef grease right now. Me
Nah,
too.
I could be a vegetarian. I could be a pescatarian, but a full-on vegan, I don't think I could.
Evolution's getting it popping this morning.
What's she say?
She said at Quinch TV and Film, you might as well just send me a pic because you're taking way too long. See, told you the new Hallmark card is how we date today. You start with the D pic, then you give your measurements, your weight, your size, your age, your zodiac sign, and if your stars align with my stars, we might be make it happen. I'm just saying. See, evolution knows. D pics. They
I
the
don't
new
want no.
Hallmark card.
I
Send
don't
one
want no
today.
problem.
Make somebody's day. Send one today. Skunk and escort eat my vegetables. Oh, Des.
Oh,
You gotta put it in a gate. You gotta put a little mesh thing around it so
over
the
top
animals
of it,
can't get
yeah.
in it. Yeah. Or they even have like on Amazon, they have these garden growers. They're like plastic, but or not plastic, but I think you could build them in your backyard and you can actually like grow stuff in there. The only thing I want to grow in there is weed, but I don't know if that's illegal. I don't know if that's illegal.
It
They
is
make up
here.
all kind of No, I thought there's dispensaries in DC. I've been to one.
No, yeah, they are, but you also can grow plants up to a certain amount of plants in your house, whatever. Even in
Uh
here in Virginia, same thing. Yeah.
yeah, why not grow a plant or two? Isn't that funny? You want your kids to start a science project, be like, we're gonna start growing plants. You're responsible for watering it, making sure the temperature's good on it. All of
CPS,
that.
CPS gonna be at your door because they gonna go to school and be like, for science, I want to bring one of these plants, and without your knowledge, they gonna take the plant to school. Look what
Show
I
and
is
tell.
growing. Oh my god. Oh my
If
God.
the teacher was smart, she'd be like, "We're gonna confiscate that plant, sir. And we gonna call your mama so we can get a new connect. Let me find out you a whole Scarface out here." I
Hey,
am not.
RW. Aha.
Not
Let me
I.
find
Not
out.
I. Please don't send me a D picture. I will press charges. Okay, MMB. Who do you send that to though? How do you start that process? I
What
just
price?
received the process of reporting the D pic.
Pause.
Good morning,
I don't know anything
Sabrina.
about the of the sort. Hey, Sabrina.
Put the like buttons up, guys. Ooh, it is Feel the Love Fridays. It's Feel Good Fridays here on Good Morning Gang. I'm gonna let my co-host talk because
You
I feel
tired?
like yeah, I just feel like I'm getting. I'm gonna go grab my bulletproof vest. Hold on, go do your thing. I'll be right back.
Bullet or bulletproof vest?
Bulletproof vest. Bulletproof vest.
Listen,
This is-
listen, listen. My co-host, she's being very gracious. I think the beef grease got her in a sullen, like laid back, relaxed mood for today, and as she should. But for the morning show, it's Feel Good Fridays. It's been a wonderful, wonderful show. Tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Me and my lovely co-host Evolution Brooklyn hold it down
Yeah.
and give you all the salaciousness you need, and hopefully find somebody a hookup or two on Feel the Love Fridays. Here, same channel,
Yes.
just a different time. We turn up. It's a wonderful time. You hear the little innuendos and salaciousness and things that we say on the morning show. It's like times 100, I would say. Fellas, we need y'all to represent a lot more. Y'all be talking your bullshittery from the comments. You need to come up and talk your talk. Stop being scared. You grown, right? We grown. Talk to these ladies because these ladies be talking. You hear me? Talking that talk.
Yes.
Y'all got to represent more, reliably. I can't just do it. I'm the host. I'm trying to be impartial. I get caught by
Right.
straight bullets and all kinds of breasts and all kinds of. I'm trying to stay out the way. I'm trying to. I'm
Bullets and
trying to.
breastises. That's a whole nother topic.
I'm trying to stay out the way, and I get caught up in the bullshittery. I need y'all to step up.
He need protection, y'all. He needs security.
Help me. And hold up. And this co-host too. She be coming up there co-signing and instigating the bullshittery too.
I just support the channel. That's all I do. I support
Ain't
the
that some?
channel.
Ain't
Shout
that
out
some?
to the beautiful Evolution Brooklyn. Yes, I support the channel. Shout out to my co-host at Big Phil Speaks. Can't
That
do it,
part?
Evolution. I don't want to F up your life. If I send you
Hold on.
RW
Who said
talking
that?
that ish right now.
You know what?
Change the name to
RW.
Freaky Friday.
RW. Aha.
There go MMB. MMB is 8 o'clock tonight, not 8 o'clock this morning.
Stand up and shake it. What the hell I look like? Oh my God. Hey, MMB. What's in your coffee this morning?
6 shots of espresso. She got 6 shots of
6 shots.
espresso.
Which one is it?
Listen. So let me ask you this, because I'm not all the way caught up. Have any love connections been made on Field of Love Fridays that we need
There's
to
been
be
a
checking out for?
there's been a couple of possible dates. I mean, Evolution has to update us on a couple. There's a couple people I need to reach out to have them come back and let me know if they even linked up. Because on the platform, it looked like a couple possible dates behind the scenes. One person is a boxer, and I know he's been training. I'm
Okay.
gonna see if I can reach out to him, see if he can come through. Phil, don't do that. I'm pressing charges. Don't do what, Quentin? I ain't did nothing. I ain't did nothing. I'm staying out the way. I don't want no problems. You hear me?
Oh my God. MMB says, yes, I'm connected to Phil. He's just not aware. Phil, we gonna need you to go to Texas. I'm just saying. Just
I've
climb
been
a
to Texas.
chandelier. Live life. Live life once. Climb a
I've been
chandelier.
to Texas a couple times.
For MMB?
No, no, no.
Oh, okay.
But your eyes lit up like,
Okay.
oh, what? Like, really?
I'm like, okay. What happened was? Tell me. Oh my goodness.
Hey,
Y'all
Quinch,
can't be
I shall not be
sensitive.
moved. I shall not be moved. Pause.
Yo, me.
Tinky, don't come in here and laugh.
RW.
You've been quiet all this time, Tinky. Now you want to laugh. Don't start. Don't start.
Oh, so you already know. Oh my
I am
goodness.
just mad.
Evolution movie.
I am.
RW, you talking mad smack, which means you need to be at Phil the Love Fridays
Oh, he's
tonight
there.
at
He be
8
there.
o'clock.
Oh,
I
he be
want
there.
y'all. He be
He
talking that
be
ish in the
there.
comments. You have to cam up. You have to cam up so you can come on up and do what you do. Can't wait. I can't wait. Phil, what's going on in the world of Phil? Because I'm gonna be down your way or past your way. I'm gonna be in Virginia Beach, April 8th for charity fundraiser, y'all. If anybody is in the Virginia Beach area, April 8th, if it's okay to promote a charity event that I am doing at Man Code. I will
Yeah,
be
have
going
at it.
live for Nikki Strong. If anybody knows Nikki White Chocolate over on Instagram, our girl
Shout out
recently
Nikki
got
White
into an
Chocolate.
accident.
Mhm.
She's getting herself back together, and we're just doing a live charity event to raise some funds for her. So if you're in the Virginia Beach area, April 8th, please come over, meet your girl at Man Code. We're gonna hookah, we're gonna live, we're gonna two-step. It's gonna be a good time, y'all. Make sure you are there and in the building. Oh my
That part.
God,
What?
evolution. It's just, I'm gonna
You know what?
listen.
Evolutions. Cut the bullshiggery. Damn it.
Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. So, Phil, are you going live today at all?
I'm actually we'll be going live probably in a couple hours. I got some running around to do first and foremost, but I am going live. I have a couple topics that I want to tap into for the midday, and then tonight, of course, we got Feel the Love Fridays, and in general, over the weekend you'll see me come live a couple times. I'll be more active with going live on YouTube, on IG, and I've been um, what you call it, just not doing anything with TikTok. I need to start doing more with TikTok. I'm putting my scheduling together so I can get it all together. I've been a little under the weather, so I hadn't really been going live too much the last couple of days. As y'all can hear some of the remnants of it. It's actually at the tail end side of it, pause. So I'm all good, but y'all gonna see your boy on these internet streets. What about you? Besides that benefit, be
Charity
love.
event. Yep.
Yeah, what else you got going on?
That charity event is next Saturday, guys. Next Saturday. Before that, you know what we're gonna be right here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 10. We talk that ish about everything, guys. We working on some new show segments. We working on having. We talked about. I know Keisha Hall, who's not on the live, talked about she wanted to hear about money and credit and things like that. So we're working on getting that lined up for you. Wealthy Wednesdays, where we can start talking money about or talking about stuff that really matters. I mean, it's not that we don't, but we want to be able to cover everything. And I'm gonna be right here, Big Phil. You can catch me at
That
LGL
part.
Real Talk on Instagram. Other than that, I'm just gonna be my fabulous self and do what I do over
That
here.
part.
What topics you talking about this afternoon? Do tell, do tell. Are they secrets? Or not secret, but are you
Um,
trying to keep them quiet to this afternoon or a little
Kind of,
teaser, a little
sort of, because
preview? Okay.
kind of, sort of. One deals with the latest trending, what's going on IG. The other one deals with more relationship wise conversation,
Okay.
brought about by IG and other things or whatever. But yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned. It should be very interesting. For those that'll be interested, subscribe to your boy on IG. those that follow me subscribe. Even still, some of y'all do the badges or whatever. I would rather, if you would, to just subscribe or whatever. Um, that will free up my time and my energy to go live more often or whatever.
Okay.
Because with me, you know, I got other things I have to do business wise or whatever, so I can kind of make it balance out or whatever. But all is well, all is well. Be love.
Yes.
Did you give them your Instagrams again?
Yep, I'm at LGL Real Talk on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, everywhere. LGL Real Talk, guys. But I always go live on IG every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. I also have a show that comes out every Friday, the Traffic Jam. That's on YouTube, where
What
I
time?
do panel discussions at 8 p.m. It usually launches at 8 p.m. It's actually a show. My boy Talent is always on it. Some great comedians are always on it. We just talked about the Slapiversary from Chris Rock. We just talked about the school shooting this week, and we keep it fun, but we also keep it serious and talking about things that matter, right? So
There you
y'all just
go.
follow me everywhere. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna see y'all right here next week. So that's what we doing, and that's what we doing. We walking in love.
That part. And guess what, ladies and
I don't
gentlemen?
do.
Go ahead. I'm
Yes.
sorry. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
somebody said
Go
she mentioned everything but her cash app. That's because I just need y'all love and support right here. When y'all
ahead.
come here, when y'all go to LGL Real Talk, y'all show y'all love, y'all support. Don't worry, the money's gonna come. So I'm not worried about that part. Although I appreciate the love, Rich, I really do. So thank you so much. I'm sorry, you were saying, co-host.
It's all good. It's all good. Listen, in the spirit of positive vibes only, no matter what's going on in your day, your week, your weekend, manage to keep a smile on your face. 'Cause you know how I
Yes.
say it. Smile because it might do something for somebody, including
Yep.
yourself. And more importantly, love on somebody on purpose.
Purpose.
It means
Absolutely.
so much more when you purposely love on somebody because you might not be feeling like loving on Nathan or nobody. So when you step outside of your comfort zone and show that humanity, that humane side of yourself, and love on somebody on purpose, the blessings are that much greater.
Absolutely. For
And
sure. For sure.
on that note, we're gonna tap out until the next time we can chop it up and have a tay to tay. Until that day, I'm a whisper. No, I'm a holler. We out. We out.
Ooh, ooh.